What is up, people? Today I will be talking about The Shining in 4K Ultra HD. And if you haven't noticed just from my voice, it is literally just almost gone right now. But hey, I'm reviewing horror films and my voice is pretty horrific right now, so this fits in. And I just didn't have time to actually stop and, wait for my voice to get back together. So, when we are talking about The Shining, the film itself, this movie is just marvelously done from people that are at really the top of their craft. At least to me, anyway. Stanley Kubrick is a master director. And then Jack Nicholson is just one of the craziest actors to ever grace the screen. And he really conveys that on screen in multiple films. This is one of them. And you know what? They all come together to give just a really outstanding performance here. And when you think about the things that have changed here from Stephen King's novel, I know that Stephen King hates this movie, but I will say that a lot of the changes are for the better. And if you don't believe me, go seek out Stephen King's version of The Shining. That was a TV miniseries that is awful. And this is just so much better. And you know what? Just the journey that this movie brings you on, you feel like you are confined in this hotel with these actors, with this man that is going crazy, but you understand why. And how much is he going crazy? Are there voices in his head? Are there ghosts in this movie? All of that is just open for interpretation. And I do love it. The ambiguity of this movie is what makes it so great. And that is what follows this movie all the way to the end. I love the child actor that is in this movie. I'm going to miss him later on this year when Ewan McGregor takes his role. I really worry about that movie, but I will review it for you guys when it comes out. This movie is just great, though. It is hard to follow up. It is one of my Halloween classics. I am going to give it a 10 out of 10. And when you're talking about the video quality here, this movie was actually put through a 4K scan and given a 4K digital intermediate with Dolby Vision support. This looks great in 4K. I will say that it does have grain haters. You're not going to take all the grain out of this without just completely ruining the image. I don't want them to do that. And most people don't want them to do that. So they didn't. There is grain here, but it is very well controlled. And a lot of the detail here is subtle step up from the Blu-ray, but it is noticeable. Mostly in close-ups of facial features, and especially in just the backgrounds of this, hotel that they are in. That is like the best hotel in film, the best. And a lot of the detail that goes into the rugs and the carpets and just the texturing on the walls is just, that is stepped up from the Blu-ray, and I greatly appreciate that. There are some softer scenes, but other scenes definitely they have a level of clarity and just the edge definement that is very well appreciated. I feel like the softer scenes are a lot of the wider scenes, but that is to be expected here. The big thing here is the HDR. I feel like the HDR really lended itself quite well and kind of in subtle ways here. There is no eye-blinding whites, that is just going to pop off the screen here. But they did subtle tweaks that really enhance this film when it comes to skin tones. They are a lot cooler here, and they are less hot, and it just really adds to the fact that these people are really just alone and cold, and that is a part of this movie. And when you're talking about just the overall black levels here, I feel like on the Blu-ray, they tried to take away those black levels and really lighten them up. This gives them more of a natural feel. And you know what? I definitely prefer that. And, when you're getting into just the colors on the entire hotel itself, I feel like they are just more saturated, and it just has more aesthetical pleasing quality to it that wasn't on that Blu-ray, and I definitely prefer this version. And for that, I am going to give this a 9 out of 10. The HDR here definitely helps it out. And when you're getting into the audio, no, they did not give us a Dolby Atmos mix. Yes, I am mad about that. But they did include the original stereo version and the DTS HD 5.1 mix that was on the Blu-ray version, and it's fine. It's kind of front heavy from time to time, and but it definitely evokes a mood, and it gives you some kind of claustrophobic feel that you need in this movie to kind of put you into the feel of it. And vocals, you can hear them very clearly, and speaker separation does work at times, and bass response does kick in when it comes to just the score of this movie. And that is actually where I miss the Dolby Atmos the most. I wanted to hear this score in Dolby Atmos, but I don't get to. But with all that aside, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. It is what it is, and I've always liked it. And as far as the digital copy here is concerned, this is a Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can download this digitally on iTunes and on Vudu. And getting into the special features here, you have the audio commentary that Stanley Kubrick did, which is awesome, amazing. It's pretty old, but it is great. I always love it. And that is actually ported over to the 4K version, which is awesome. But all of the other special features are on that Blu-ray disc, and they are about 3 special features that actually go into the making of the movie. They are long and extensive and great. Specifically, watch the one where they go into how they created the hotel, because that is fascinating. And when you add up all of that, I feel like this is a solid 7 out of 10 as far as special features goes. It's really good. And as far as my last looks at The Shining, this is a classic film that really I love coming back to almost every Halloween. I have watched it so many times over the years, and just the ride that this movie takes you on. It feels like a journey, and one very, very, very well worth taking. And as far as my final scores on this, I gave it a 33 out of 40. That is right where this belongs. I do feel like if they would have upgraded the audio, maybe given a little more special features, you know what, this could have been even a little higher. But as it is, this is still great, great stuff. So, coming up next on the channel, I do have to get into Hellraiser 1 and 2. Those just got a Blu-ray repackaging, and I just felt like it was the perfect time to talk about them, and I will include all of them on one review. They both look and sound the same, and that is coming up next on the channel. So if you are excited about that, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this 4K version of The Shining. I am reviewing it kind of late. Maybe you've seen it already. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't need to say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.